So this video ain't gonna be like any of those other videos on YouTube where they tell you learn Spanish, keep your head on a swivel, you know, don't go out, don't swipe on Tinder. Yeah, you could do all of those things if you make yourself a dangerous person on how you move, the aura, your personality, your character, the way you dress, the way you talk. Everything about you becomes dangerous. This video is for those who still want to go out late at night, stay on the streets till 5 a.m., who don't want to get Ubers, who just want to go and explore the country and take risks. Now, I'm not saying that nothing can happen to you, but it'll just give you that aura. You know, that aura of when people see you, they know not to mess around with you because they know you ain't going to be no easy target. And most of these people, they only try and attack you and do things to you, set you up when they think you're an easy target. They're opportunists. That's all they are. So I'm going to show you how to keep yourself dangerous, to move dangerous, to act dangerous, and truly be a dangerous man when you're in Medellin, Colombia. Okay, so check this out. It's 2024, the year's just started, and already 4 people have lost their lives already here in Medellin. 4 people have lost their lives already here in Medellin. And that's why I keep on telling you guys, it's up to you, you know, to be dangerous and play the game the way they're playing, or you could just, you know, stay at home and try and play it safe and be a victim or a target. At the end of the day, in these countries, you only got yourself. You're your biggest defense. If you want to take risks and things like that, these are the things that you got to do. This is how you got to be moving when you're here in Medellin. It's 6th February as I record this video, and 4 people have already lost their lives. For what? You got to be dangerous. You got to give up that aura. So let's get straight into it. The first thing about staying dangerous is how you dress. How you dress. So, like me personally, aside from this video, I always look dusty. You understand? I always look dusty. I don't wear nothing bright. My color's always dark. Now, when you're in Medellin, I advise you to try and blend in, because if you look too flashy, somebody's in the corner watching you. And when they're watching you, they're plotting on you, or they think you've got money. They're gonna come and beg you. They're gonna come and try and, you know, just invade your space, and you don't want that. So I wear dark colors. Nobody can see me, or even if they see me, I blend in. I'm not too flashy. I don't wear no design. I don't wear no jewelry. I don't wear none of those things. I swear to God, if you don't, for those people who know me, when they see me in Medellin, I look dusty. I blend in. You gotta blend in so people think, okay, that he ain't got shit, he ain't got nothing. You gotta look and be unapproachable. It means the way you carry yourself. You're not giving anybody no direct eye contact. You ain't smiling, you ain't trying to make friends, you ain't trying to like hang around on the streets and have unnecessary conversations. Or when a guy or a chica tries to come up to you and talk to you, you just gotta give him that look and keep it moving. They see me and they just think, okay, something just ain't right about this guy. You know, the aura that I'm giving off. So you got to give them that feeling where they just don't even want to come and speak to you. And that's how you got to do it. Somebody says, hey, what's up to you? Ignore them. You don't need to speak to nobody. You don't know them. And most likely if they're speaking to you, it's because they want something from you. Don't let people come in too close to your space. When people come in too close to your space, that's when the bullshit starts happening. And this is for advanced level guys. Get yourself a weapon. Go get a gun. Go get a traumatic. Go get a taser. Go get a penknife. Go get something to protect yourself and put it in your bag. Go get yourself a gun.
Cosas.
¿Dónde es de pistola? De traumática.
Eso sí está. Tu pistola sí está, no.
Okay.
Yo te la devuelvo. Porque yo la puedo devolver, yo la
Pero
puedo.
tú no robo nada. Pero tú no.
How Big Obi not busting the ratchet, man? It's crazy.
Nah, man, we got
Big Obi.
Only cost 125 USD. You register it with Dion. You fill out some forms. Same day they give you the gun. They call it a traumatic gun, traumatica. You can use that to defend yourself. You can carry it around with you as long as you've got all the papers. When you're walking around, you got these things in your bag. This will take them by surprise. If anything happens, you pull it out. You defend yourself. If you don't want to carry a gun, you could easily go and buy a taser. If you don't want to carry a taser, you could get yourself one of those little pen knives.
Somewhere along that way, I just had the presence of mind to have like a tactical Supreme pen. So it's like a sharp, pointy metal pen. And I took that out of my bag and put it into my pocket.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You've got to have something to protect yourself. Let me tell you a story. One of my guys was with a chick, and there's a problem with the taxi driver, and then they had a disagreement. And luckily for him, the girl had a traumatic gun in her bag. So can you imagine that? These chicks could actually even rob you with that gun if you're taking them back to your apartment. So this girl, she had a traumatic gun in her bag, and she was able to defuse the situation with the taxi driver when she like kind of flashed the gun, like, hey, don't play with us. That, you know, hey, don't play with me. Or don't play with us, me and my client, because we got that thing here. Get yourself some kind of protection. That's the only way to be truly dangerous out here on the streets. If you're going places where you're not meant to be, and you're doing things that you're not meant to be doing, get yourself some kind of protection. Just go down to the shops, buy a gun, $125, go register it. It's very simple, and you'll be good. Remember that guy who said his story? He was running up in the mountains and he broke his leg.
Hey, come back. Come back. I'm like, nah, I ain't coming back. So I kept walking. Then I came back a little bit and I was like, where Andres? Nobody said nothing. One nigga came up, tried to touch me, broke him down, got up out of there. Other nigga tried to grab me, I got up out of there and I jumped off the mountain. When I jumped off the mountain, my leg broke, right?
Now imagine if he had the bag with his gun in there. Do you think that would have happened? By the time he busts up 1, 2, 3 shots, everybody would have started running. If it's late at night and there's no Ubers available and you're forced to use a taxi, when you get inside that taxi, if you're forced to use a taxi at some ungodly hour, when you get into that taxi, just show him your direction and sit behind the driver. Don't sit adjacent to him. Sit behind him, right behind him. The driver is here, you're here. Don't enter the taxi and sit, opposite him in the front. Don't do that. Especially when it's late at night. Sit right behind him. He's gonna tell you, hey, amigo, come sit in the front, right next to me. Or come sit at the back, at this side. Nah, sit right behind him. He's gonna be nervous, because not many people do that. And if he had any intentions of trying to poke you, set you up, turn around, he cannot do that. You have enough time to react. If he tries any funny business, you understand? You just get him. If he tries anything funny, you can get him. If he tries anything funny, you could easily open up the back door. Also, he hasn't got a clear shot. Some of these drivers be having weapons on them. They have the traumatic gun, like I said. They have the knives. They have whatever. If he tries anything funny, he hasn't got enough time to react. Remember, you're behind him. He cannot see you. And anyway, if you've incorporated some of the other points that I said, you're dressed dusty, or you're wearing you're wearing black, you're not smiling, you look unapproachable, he's going to think, man, I'm not going to try and fuck around with this guy. You see me, the difference between you and me is you're coming here for vacation. I live here, so I got to be aware of everything that's around me. And that's why you can't even see my face. So I'm aware of my surroundings. When I go outside to a place I'm unfamiliar with, I stay in a corner. I watch everybody. I try and see their movements. I stand in the corner. Even when I go into a nightclub, I'm not the type of guy who goes into a nightclub and you see me, dancing around all with chicks and all of that stuff. Nah, I'm in the back. I'm looking from a distance at everything, surveying the scenery, seeing who's in there, what kind of people are in there. Take some time out to just reflect and look and observe and analyze your environment and the people who are in that establishment or in that place or in that club or in that street. Even when I go into a territory or place I'm unfamiliar with, I don't try and be the center of attention. I just stay in one corner and I'll be looking, but no smiling. You see me when I'm on the street, I don't smile with nobody, no one. I look straight, I'm walking with purpose. I'm not smiling, I'm not stopping to talk too long to people. If I have to speak to somebody that I already know. But I'm not smiling with everyone. I'm not being a clown, I'm not putting on a performance. I don't want you to think I'm a nice guy. I don't want you to like me. Because they only rob the people and they only do BS to people that they think are easy targets. Oh, he's a nice guy, let's rob him. Oh, he's a nice guy, let's scope him. I don't want you to think I'm a nice guy. You know that you're getting success in this point when people say, hey, that guy, man, I don't really like him. That means that you're successful. But when people look at you and think you got a screw face, or you're always annoyed, are you angry with something, it means you're doing the right thing. It means you're giving off that aura of, I'm unapproachable, don't mess with me. There's no need for you to be laughing, smiling all up in the street unless you're with your boys. And even at that, you got to keep it to a limit, especially when you're in a place where you're not meant to be or when you're solo. So this goes for when you're solo, no smiling.
I'm fine, thank you.
Nice. Maybe you want or no?
Later, no. You speak good English. Later.
Later.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah.
Don't allow people to get too close to you. People are gonna try and invade your space. These chicas, these vendors, these hustlers, they're doing that because they want to test you. Don't allow them to get too close. If somebody touches you and you feel uncomfortable with it, check them. Check that person. Anybody invading your space, you need to check them. And you need to do it publicly. So other people see how you react. Group of two girls might come up to you and then they try and touch you and all of that stuff. That's how it starts. That's how they that's how they rob you. That's how they rob you. One goes in your back pocket while you're being distracted from the front.
Tú necesitas regresar a este teléfono. Teléfono de él y problem finish.
¿Cuál teléfono? Yo no tengo teléfono. En cambio,
iPhone 13. Esto ok, yo busca si en
lo que usted le pasó hace una semana. Usted ya.
¿Usted sabe cuál es el amigo?
si ellos con él.
You know, a vendor comes up to you, he touches you on that shoulder, they take something else, you get distracted. Don't let nobody invade your space. Don't let them invade your personal space. You're over here to try and have a good time, enjoy yourself, and speak with the people that you need to speak to, and be around the people that you need to be around. Now you see me, when I'm walking on the street, I always have my hands in my pockets. Medellin is kind of cold, so sometimes I walk with my hood up too. You understand? I don't let people see my face, not just because of the videos, but even on the streets, you know, I just try and keep a real profile. I don't want you to be looking all up in my face, seeing what my thoughts are, what my emotions are. I don't need none of that. Because these guys, if you ain't sharp, if your mind isn't on the prize, you understand? These guys, they're going to dip into your pockets. They're going to see what you got in the outline of what you got in your pockets, your mobile phone, your wallet. So I keep my hands in my pockets. That's even more intimidating. Just imagine walking around like that or walking around like that. You know, it's more intimidating, especially when you're looking people dead straight in the eye and you're not smiling, you're being unapproachable. All of those factors, all of those points combined all into one make you and give you that aura of being unapproachable and a dangerous individual, which means you're not an easy target to be drugged, to be robbed, whatever. At nighttime, just don't respond to anybody who doesn't call you by your name. Don't respond to nobody who don't call you by your name. So if they don't know your name, you've got no need to respond to them or to speak to them. Just keep it moving. Always keep it moving. Everything you do should be with a purpose. Keep it moving. If they call you, hey, yo, boss, amigo, hermano, any of those things, you don't respond to it because it ain't your name. You should only be responding to people who know you on a first name basis, or somebody that you've spoken to before, previously, and you know who they are. Walking with a purpose. This is at nighttime, even during the daytime in some neighborhoods which you don't know. Remember, you got to add all the points that I told you previously. When you're walking, even if you don't know where the hell you're going, act like you know where you're going. Don't be distracted. Don't look at your phone, none of that stuff. That's the way they see, okay, this guy, he doesn't really know where he is, and he ain't even confident. When you see somebody, you see a group of people, look them in the eye. If you're in the barrios, look them in the eye, nod your head, and say, ¿Cómo estás? ¿Todo bien? You understand? If you don't speak the language, don't say nothing, just nod your head. But look them in the eye. You got to present yourself as if you ain't shook, as if you ain't scared. Always walk with a purpose. Know exactly what you're doing, where you're going, how you want to do your things. And people are just going to like back off from you or think twice before they do anything to you or even plan to do anything to you. Okay, so you heard all the notices and everything about Tinder. Don't go on Tinder, but you still want to go on Tinder because you like taking risks, huh? Okay, the first thing is, to be dangerous, you got to be able to control the situation. So don't go back to her house. Never go back to her house. She's always got to come to your house. When she comes over to your place, be sure that you're the one who prepares the drinks. She's also got to feel that aura, that energy about you. She's got to feel some dark energy. You got to have a dark energy about you. That's what makes a dangerous person. Just a dark energy. Yeah, he's a nice guy, but there's just something a little bit off about him. There's just something that, I'm not too sure about this guy. Is he the kind of guy that I want to drug and rob? Share the same glass. Don't drink too much. Don't drink at all. Do what you got to do and send her home. You ain't got time to waste. You got to be direct about what you want. You got to be direct about you want. Hey, I like you. This is what I'm expecting. Don't beat around the bush. Most of these girls are working girls. They pretend not to be, but most of them are. You see, any real street guy in Medellin, all the young street boys and all the young street guys, they'll have their way of how they say hi and what's up to each other. So if you come there, if you really want to demonstrate to them that you really know what's going on in the city of Medellin, and they come up to you and they say, what's up? To show them that you're really, really familiar with the customs of the street, just don't give them a dap hug or a spud. Nah, you got to do it like this. You tap them that way, then you spud. Tap them and spud. Tap them and spud. It's like almost like you're going in for a handshake, but they don't grip your hand. So you tap and then a spud. That's the way the street guys greet each other in Medellin. The real street guys, the guys in the barrios. They're not giving no daps. They ain't giving hugs. None of that. So if you're trying to make an impression to show them like, hey, really, I'm from here. I'm not one of those other tourists. I'm not one of those other, guys who don't really know nothing. Don't try it with me because I'm from here. Don't go to them like a goofy and start extending your hand and giving them a handshake. They'll think you're weak and you become a victim. They think, okay, he's an easy target. He don't really know what's going on over here, especially if you don't speak no Spanish. These people, if you give them your hand, they're going to want to take your arm. Trust me. They're not nice people. And remember that many of these people, especially the men, they already resent you. They don't like you. You're here. You're making things expensive for them. You're taking their women. You're making them feel like nothing, like they ain't worth nothing. So just have all of these things in mind as you're moving around and, giving off that aura of how you want to be perceived. You got to make people feel that dark energy in you. You got to make people feel that dark energy in you. Like, hey, this ain't going to be easy. This ain't going to be easy. Yeah, I might achieve this, but this ain't going to be easy. And that's all you need sometimes. You've just got to be really conscious about everything that you're doing in a city like Medellin. Because these people are not playing. Like I mentioned to you, we're already in the second month of the year and 4 people have already lost their lives. 4 people. Man, crazy.